me falling in more times than I can get out. Down in the deep of my mind, I crawl for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, how long do I got to keep you, to keep you? Down in the deep of my mind, I crawl for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep
And we are live here in online. So
Online,
yeah,
online,
that
yeah.
all right.
Alright! Yes, it's Monday! Woo! I'm happy. Are you happy, boys?
Yeah, absolutely, I am.
It's actually funny. Monday used to be such a bad day in my head, but nowadays it's actually one of the best days. I don't know how that happened, but it's pretty.
Well, I can tell you how it happened. Like I started doing this Monday mentality like a year and a half ago, where there are no such things as shitty Mondays. If your Monday is shit, it's your fault. Don't
That's
make
true.
Monday shit for everybody else. So if you see someone like this goes out to every single person in the world, so about 2.5 people who are going to see this, and you, but make sure you start your Mondays on a happy face because the smile spread just as the negativity. So be positive about Mondays. After all, Monday is a top 5 weekday. So
Yeah, and I actually am happy for different reason. I had
did you get
the
laid or?
no. Well, let's not go that far. Yeah, I had first day of the March this weekend. So
Really?
yeah.
You
Because
had a day off.
yeah, I had 2 days off.
Um,
Those were the two first days of March.
Unacceptable.
Yeah,
Yeah, what the fuck is this?
yeah,
Who the fuck gave you
yeah,
permission?
yeah. Because I had a shit ton of hours to do because I was at Landtrek for a week, so I had to catch up for 1 week's work in March, and I had I think 2 or 3 days off from Esports Vikings things, but I had my own company stuff on those days. So this weekend I had the real first day off of the March. So actually it was quite nice.
Yeah, being on lockdown is like, did you see sunlight or?
Yeah, actually it was sunny for like whole weekend. I didn't go outside, of course, but but I opened the window.
Don't you have a dog?
Yeah, I have a dog. Yeah,
Somebody,
I
well,
have two
today
of
was a
them.
good day. I opened the window. What the fuck? Well, I like it though.
Yeah.
Okay.
In reality, I did go out with my dogs and stuff, but yeah, you have to meme a little bit.
No, of course, man.
Yeah, I will never meme.
No. Should we talk about esports, or are we going to continue with telling what we did on a weekend? I can tell. I started boxing on the roof yesterday,
Yeah.
so
All
I'm
right.
a boxing coach now.
I see you had some competition going on with your friends too.
Yeah, we had the BBA ALC 2020 season 1 championship. And I am respectfully a champion now of NHL. I went 4-0. They decimated all my enemies, so
Yeah,
easy game,
congratulations.
easy life. Thank you very much. You can call me the god of Balluta Bay Man Cave, which is the name of our apartment.
Yeah.
But in FIFA, I was quite miserable, so I need to improve my FIFA skills. But it's not like we don't have time, so.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I went over to mobile internet. Let's see if this works better.
were you lagging again?
Yeah. Well, I kind
I
of
didn't
like
even
it now
notice.
too, but
My eyes were on Teemu, so
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna start talking about Counter-Strike Global Offensive and ESL Pro League Season 11 EU. This is group. Was this C or D now then?
it's
it
C.
is.
C.
Yeah, but people have different opinions here because actually, officially, it's supposed to be D, but they still call it C because it started being played earlier. At least this is what the casters and people at the tournament did. So I don't know. Who cares? It's
Okay.
the EU group.
Fuck it. It's EU Group C. So we have we have 5 series that we played during the weekend in total. So let's get to it. On Friday, you two were wrong and I was right. OG 2-0 Tyloo. Easy game, easy life.
Well, I think we all favored OG, but we gave Tyloo more of a shot. But yeah,
Yes.
no, definitely. I actually thought Tyloo might pick up a map, and they kind of did well on Dust 2, but this will come back to this later from Tyloo's games. But they started pretty well on Dust 2, but then they had a miserable T side, and that will happen later in another game too. So just want to mention that. I don't know. OG looking pretty good in that game for sure, so that's good.
Yeah, OT
Yeah.
looking strong.
Then on Saturday we had two series. First, G221 Tyloo, which was a bit of a surprise. Inferno was, I mean, 12-3 first half for G2, kind of expected. Tyloo picked up few rounds on CTs. Then winning Dust 2 against G2 is very big, because Dust 2 is just raw firepower and you would expect G2 to be able to win, but then, I mean, Vertigo 16-3.
Well, the thing here that is interesting to me is that Tyloo keeps on picking Inferno, and they are bad at it. So I don't know why they're picking it, honestly. And at the same time, other people are picking Dust 2 against Tyloo, which, even if OG won Dust 2, I think that's a mistake. Why give Tyloo the chance to play Dust 2 when you can play any other map?
Yeah.
Play fucking Overpass or something. I don't understand this. And well, G2 at least got to experience why, I guess. It was kind of interesting because going into the second half, G2 won something like 10 CT rounds in a row, and it looked completely over. It was like G2 easily is gonna close it out. Tyloo doesn't have a T side at all. Then magically, they won 5 rounds in a row to win 16-14. That was really strange. G2 really didn't play well those rounds, but well, like you said, 16-3 on Vertigo to close it out. I mean, of course,
About
G2 is the better team, you know.
about the Vertigo, I just want to point something out, because I haven't seen even this is even above
Yeah.
like Symbol and
It-
Zaiwu. Kenny has 35 and 6 plus 29. 170 ADR and 2.89 rating. What
Yep.
the fuck? They
I'm not-
played 19 rounds and he has 35 kills.
I don't remember if I've ever seen that high of an ADR or rating in a game. Honestly, that was just insane. But to just add on top of that, Kenny has been really, really good lately. And I'm probably on paper a Kenny hater. I usually don't value him as highly as other people do. But lately, he has been absolutely crazy. And it's actually really fun to see. Right now, he's playing like the best player in the world. That's how good he is right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Summer had 3 frags in vertical in 19 rounds. That's
Well, Zeta had 4, so it's not like...
yeah, but that shows the amount of dominance from T2 that these guys are almost in zero in frags.
What do you mean, Temu? It's 33% more. It's quite a lot, man.
Get out of here. Okay, then we had Mousesports going against Face Clan, and Mousesports win. If I remember correctly, I said Mousesports will win this. Did I? Because I think I did.
You might have. Well, at least I remember us all saying that this is a really, really fun matchup.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I favored Face, but it was
too.
definitely close. But I don't know. I've been on the Mouse train for a long time, and I've
Mouse
been
train.
really hyping them up. True. I don't know. I'm pretty surprised still that Mouseport actually won, because I do think that Face are playing really well. I feel like they don't really get the results with them that much, honestly. I don't know. Face is hard to value, in my opinion. I feel like they never have like bad maps. They are pretty good on all maps as well. I don't know. But well done by Mousesports, obviously. In this game, it was quite interesting that Nico was playing really well, but the rest of FaZe kind of fell through in both. At least in the last map, I would say. Train was really close. So, I don't know. Well done
I
by
mean,
most sports, but
yeah, I mean, if we look at like Nuke, they were somewhat quite even overall um, on Face's side. But then when you look at Train, Nico was there, Colzera, but Brokey and Rain didn't do much. And then in Dust 2, Brokey and Olaf were kind of So
yeah, I feel like that's actually something that keeps on happening for FaZe though, where Olaf is usually, I would say, the guy who has these maps where he just doesn't perform good enough. But then again, he has like his overall, level is pretty good, but he just falls through on some maps sometimes, and he really hurts the team. Honestly, same could be said for Brokey. Brokey can be really, really good, but then he has kind of off maps as well. Something that is not happening as much with Nico, Colsera, and Rain, I think, to some extent lately as well. So
yeah, I mean, I think Rain hasn't been himself either, but not as bad as Brokey and Olaf.
no, I don't want to say Brokey has been bad because he has been really good at times too. So
Yeah.
it's weird, but I feel like FaZe.
Inconsistent.
Yeah, because I kind of feel stupid for saying this because FaZe has lost 2 series now, and I still feel like FaZe has like they are so close to being a top 3 team in the world, in my opinion. It's just I don't know, they don't win these series though, and it's a really big issue. They definitely need to step up in these small details, and winning the rounds that matter is becoming a big issue for them.
Yeah. Then hopping on towards Sunday's games. First series was between Mousesports and OG, and it's a bit of a what the fuck just happened.
I
I mean,
remember one of us saying that OG will win this.
Yeah,
Yeah. Mousesports won Mirage after OT, and then OG just fucking wrecked Mousesports. 16-5 on Train, and 16-2 on Inferno. Hello.
crazy. I honestly don't know what to say. It's weird, because I feel like Mouse Sports first they win against FaZe and they look really good. Meanwhile, OG, well, they win against Tyloo, they look okay, pretty decent. But this game it blows my mind. Especially, it's not just that OG wins; they win the 2 maps, the 2 last maps, 16-5, 16-2. Like, what the fuck is that? I don't get it. So there is some excuse for mouse sports, but I don't think it matters because it's 16-5, 16-2. But apparently, a few of their players were lagging really badly. I don't know how true it is, and I don't think it's an excuse. Like, this is something that everybody will have to deal with at some point, and these wins for OG are really, really strong. I don't know, it's super cool to see, especially Train. I think mouse sports are extremely good on Train, at least were. And OG in the past has not been good on Train, and this win is super impressive. I think the overall stats don't speak for Alexi that much, but he was really, really good on Train. I don't care what the stats are. He had a few rounds. He did great, and
You know what's
OG looked.
funny? I got messages from a few of my friends during the weekend, like after actually during the Mousesports OG series, like people sending me like, "Oh my fucking lord, Alexi is a god." And what I'm kind of seeing here, because remember when ENCE was on their prime, they were really good on Train, they were really good on Inferno, and now whoopsie fucking do, OG is playing very well on Inferno and Train.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. I didn't think about that, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's definitely true. And yeah, it's super, super good also for OG if they can make these maps, good for them, because they already have maps they are very solid on from the beginning. These are maps they struggled on early when this team was created, so it's a very, very good sign. And I don't know, I'm super like, as much as I said Mouse Sports is gonna win. I love OG and I want them to do well, so this is super cool. And I don't know, this makes the group very interesting as well, because we have FaZe and Mouse already losing. FaZe has lost 2 series already, and Mouse won. So this is going to be very interesting going forward.
Yeah, and to be honest, OG should have won the Mirage too, because
Yes, I actually.
they just, I don't know what happened. They just realized, oh my god, we are winning, and they just lost it. But
They should have
they
closed it out.
definitely were stronger team in Mirage.
Agreed. Agreed. They should have closed it out. I don't remember exactly. They were on the CT side and they were picking up a lot of rounds, and then
So I
for
mean,
whatever
they lost.
reason they sucked.
The Mirage. It started by Mousesports winning the first 7 rounds,
Yeah,
and then OG won 8 straight. Then on the second, then again Mousesports wins 3, OG wins 1. Mousesports wins 2, OG wins 5. Um, then Mousesports picked it up back up with
yeah,
2, and then OG won, so it was 15-14, and then Mousesports eliminated all. So yeah, if OG got one round in the beginning when they went 0-7 on Mirage, they would have won it.
yeah,
Well, the thing is, when it was 14-12 to OG on the CT
Yeah.
side, it looked very easy.
Yeah.
Then well, to be fair, they fucked up like 3,
Yep.
4 rounds
Yep.
for no reason at
Yep.
all.
Yeah, they
and
lost. They lost to themselves in Mirage.
yeah.
Yes, they did for sure.
Yeah, and Alexi B's bad overall stats come from Mirage, because Alexi was fucking sleeping for half of the game. Maybe he was like doing the calls or something. I don't know what happened, but he lost like one-on-ones and things like that in there. But he picked it up in Train and Inferno. But
Yeah.
Alexi was not ready for the game in Mirage, but the team picked it up.
Yeah.
But Alexi
And
was
I mean,
fucking huge after that.
Yeah. Even in Inferno, even though he is bottom fragging, but still ADR over 80,
Yeah.
1.17,
Yeah.
117 rating, +4,
Well, I
and
think-
being in-game leader, he's still up there with the rest of the team.
Yeah,
Honestly, I feel, when you win like 16-2 or 16-5 for that matter, I don't think stats are very relevant, honestly.
No.
Stats become way more relevant in a close game. In a game like this, it's just somebody going off. Let's say, like we talked about Kenny S earlier, when he has 35 kills of the CT side. Well, it just means that they were rushing his side all the time. He got all the kills, the other ones can't do shit, So, I don't know. This is super impressive by OG, and it's going to be interesting to see, but the thing I want to say about Mousesports, though, and this is something they have, in my opinion, struggled with for a long time, even though like the results are great, but the issue is that, as I see it, Voxic and Rops, they always perform. Kerrigan always does pretty well, I think, for his role, but I think the outside player or the Joker player is Chris J, because Chris J can be amazing, but he also has series like this where he doesn't show up at all, and that's when Mousesports loses. When he has a good day or a good series, then Mousesports is one of the better teams in the world. That's my opinion, because Rops and Voxic always performs lately.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with Chris J is that he's quite often compared to Allu, as they are both, like, when they are on their best, they are one of the best, like, aggressive oppers there are. Really similar, they play really aggressive, just like JW. JW is maybe one step above them, but Chris J and Allu are like there. But it seems that when you look at the past few months, Allu has been the only one like performing in ends, and Chris J seems to be the wild card. Uh, Chris J seems to be the problem for Mousesports, kind of, because they need Chris J in the similar form that Allu is at the moment, so he
I
can
feel like
support the team.
Sure, I mean, I agree to some extent. Just to add, though, Voxic is the main operator in
Yeah.
Mouse, but
Oh,
Chris
he
J
is?
picks it up every
Yeah,
now and
Voxic
then.
is the
Yeah,
main. I was going to say the same.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I've
I
missed
wouldn't
something
want.
now. Chris J was opening for so long. Maybe I'm kind of mixing it then.
He was, but Voxic. Well, that's the thing, though. The fact that Voxic is the main offer is what makes Mousesports good lately, because he's been carrying this team a lot. And I think Chris J, I wouldn't want to call him the problem. It's not that bad or something. It's a bit harsh, but I do think he's one of, when he can perform his best, then Mousesports is really good. When he doesn't, they do struggle. So
Why am I
maybe we can
like? Why do I? Yeah. Just I think I'm now like talking about the past Mousesports rather than the current one. Because because, I haven't adjusted my mind to the fact that Chris J isn't the opera anymore. Yeah. Anyway, on Sunday yesterday we had one more series in the EU, where we had G2 going against FaZe Clan, and G2 won again, even though like it was a really tight series. 16-14, 16-11, 16-12. Good Counter-Strike.
Yeah, I was super excited for this series. I think this was probably on paper at least the best game in this group, even though there's a lot of good games in this group, don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. But I was really looking forward to this one, and I was super torn on how it's gonna go because G2, they have been super good lately. I think FaZe has been good as well. So I was torn. I thought FaZe might have a small edge, and I still feel a little bit like, why the fuck could FaZe not close Nuke out? They should have won Nuke. I don't know what they were doing. Their CT side looked kind of good, like at least, decent. Then they lose 6 rounds in a row on the CT side, on their map pick, and that's not okay. That's not acceptable. And it ends 16-14. Like, I don't know. They should have closed Nuke out. They looked better on Dust 2. It shouldn't have gone to 3 maps, but FaZe fucked it up, and well, G2 takes it. I don't know. I think these two teams are very close though. Like they are super closely matched, and I think both look good.
Yeah.
Like that's what I take away from here. I wouldn't want to say one team did badly. I think both did well.
Yeah, and with OG winning Mousesports, this group is gonna be really interesting of who is going to go through, because now there is 4 teams who are all really close to each other and playing crossplay and results. So it's gonna be interesting.
Well, the thing is that FaZe has played 3 series. Mousesport, G2, and OG have only played 2.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
OG and G2 are basically, if they win their next series, they're on 9 points. If Mousesports win their next, they're on 6, and that it makes things very tricky for for FaZe Clan. They have to win the remaining 2 to
Yeah.
get to 9 points to have a chance to go further. But yeah, so at the moment, as the group stand, we have OG and G2 on 6 points after 2 games. Mousesports on 3 after 2. FaZe has played 3 series and they are 3 points. Virtus Pro hasn't played yet, and Tyloo has played 3 series, lost all of them. And well, it's obvious that Tyloo won't be playing in the playoffs.
But I would, yeah, I don't know. This is gonna get really interesting because FaZe now they need to win their next 2 games, easy as that. Otherwise they are out. So they have OG and VP. I would say beforehand that sounds pretty reasonable. That's 2 easier games that they have had this far. But then again, OG looks strong, so I don't know. It's gonna be super interesting to see. There's basically 4 teams in the mix that
Yeah.
should go through, and one is not going to. So, all right, we're waiting for some treats, I think, because these games are super good in general.
Yeah,
Yes.
FaZe is going to play VP today.
Like let me just say this: the other 2 groups that we saw that's already been played, we had basically in my mind 2 good teams per group. In the first one, it was Astralis Vitality. In the second one, it was Navi Fnatic. In this one, we really, I feel, have more 4. At least at this point, we have to add OG, I guess. So it's 4 really strong teams.
Yeah. Moving on to North America. During the weekend, I have to ask now. Did we talk about the EG versus 100 Thieves? No, it was on Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Yeah. So we
talked
did it.
about all of these, but the first
Yeah.
one is Wall Patrol Liquid.
That's which we went through on Friday, did we?
We previewed it.
We have been
but
proved. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna start with Swole Patrol winning over Liquid 2-0. What the fuck?
Yeah, we definitely didn't talk about this
Oh,
result.
yes, we did it.
I have no idea, man.
Ah!
Like, how does it even happen? I'm so confused. I don't know what to say. It's actually unbelievable.
16-11,
But
16-12.
okay, so we might be laughing, but Swole Patrol did look really good against 100 Thieves as well. you know, we were kind of talking about that and saying, you know, that 100 Thieves had a day off, whatever, but maybe Swole Patrol just are way better than we believe. They still shouldn't win against Liquid, but hey, this is really good result for Swole Patrol.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a fantastic
I mean,
result for
yeah,
Swole
well,
Patrol.
you know, Captain Obvious, you know, but no, but that's amazing, you know. Honestly, we might have underestimated this team a lot because coming into this, no, but you know,
No
before,
shit. It's
sure,
a fucking bunch of no-namers and freakazoid.
okay,
I don't mean
calm,
this in
calm down.
no. I'm just saying that no way on earth could have anyone ever expected them to
No.
win any of these teams, and this is by far the biggest upset we've seen so far.
Yes, but let me get to my point. So
Yeah.
this is something we have to look at. Before ESL Pro League, obviously we have not been watching this team. We don't know much about this team at all. But looking at their results coming into ESL Pro League, they pretty much smashed everybody they played. Of course, they are tier 3 teams and so on, but you know, they did really well against some teams that are kind of close, you know, to participating in these tournaments. And it's kind of impressive what they did beforehand, and now with these two results,
Yeah, and just to add about Fall Patrol situation, we talk about them going to FPX at Friday, but that didn't go through. They didn't go to FPX, and they are still the Fall Patrol, and FPX has new team. Well, I can show it after we talk about the EPL, but yeah, but Fall Patrol thing. It didn't go through with FPX.
Yeah. So from the upset to, well, I guess it's an upset on some sort. Evil Genius is losing to 100 Thieves 1-2. Again, first two maps were close, and then the decider nuke 16-6 for 100 Thieves.
yeah, I mean, this is. I think this was a really close game as well beforehand. Nothing much to say about it. I think EG hasn't played in a long time. It's really hard to know where they stand. And as we said, you know, EG are really hit or miss. They can be amazing. They can be, you know, something in between. So I don't know. 100 Thieves. I mean, they did pretty well in Katowice as well. They're looking solid. I really believe 100 Thieves in the long run will be, you know, not a contender to be, you know, top 3, top 5 in the world maybe, but they are solid top 10 team, I think, and this was a good win for them. Nothing much else to add really. I think they play well, and as always, I think JKS is their best player. I'm kind of surprised he hasn't moved on to a North American team earlier, but now 100 Thieves are looking good enough, and I don't think he has to even consider that. So
Yeah, one could point out that the reason why EG lost Nuke was that Tarik had 4 kills and Stanislav had 3, when everybody else were on par with 100 Thieves perform like mid-tier performance. So, yeah,
that's pretty rough.
yeah. I mean, Zerk had 14, Ethan 15, and Breeze 16 kills. So, if Tarik and Stanislav picked another 10, they would have had a fighting chance, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I can't disagree with that. Sometimes you can excuse players for not fragging, but 3 and 4 frags, obviously, you know, in 24 rounds or whatever, it's not.
Yeah, it's not even like they like close to kills. Like Stanislav had 25.9 ADR. So yeah.
Then looking at the second to last series, Liquid picked themselves up after getting phase rolled by Swole Patrol, winning 100 Thieves 2-0, respectively. Tight, really tight series, but Liquid was able to dig out a 2-0 W.
Yeah, I was pretty happy that Liquid lost the first one because they get bigger odds for this game. So my 2-0 Liquid gave me some money.
Nice.
That's good. Yeah, I mean, super close game. I think at this point it seems like most of these teams are really evenly matched in this group. Like I think at least EG, Liquid, 100 Thieves, on paper are very close, but then it's interesting that Fury and Small Patrol has made this group very interesting, and we'll get to the Fury thing next.
Yeah. Um, Good to point out that Gratis faction Mr. Moustache was the MVP of the series. 1.15 rating, 87.5 ADR, +7. So, but it was really even. 16, 19, 16, and 16, 14. So, but the funny
Definitely.
thing about Mirage was that 100 Thieves won the first round, 16-11, and then Liquid got 12-3 on the second half. So both had amazing CT halves on Mirage.
You said they won 16-11 in the first half. But
Yeah, 4-11. Yeah.
what did you mean? Yeah, 4-11. Okay, thanks.
For-
I kind of could do the math myself, but yeah, sure. All right, no, it's interesting. I think just to add something about Gratisfaction, I think he you know, we talked about Chris J in Mouse Sports. I think he's the one for 100 Thieves. A lot of times I feel like he's underperformed lately, and you know, but when he has a good day, then 100 Thieves.
I really think that 100 Thieves should sign Dick Stacy so they could have Gratisfaction and Dick Stacy in the same lineup. I think there would be some sports romantic. Would love that
Hopefully,
thing.
hopefully you will never be the manager of a team.
Why? Like, when it comes to PR, I'd be on point.
Yeah, sure,
Like,
but results,
when
you know.
well, I mean, Dick Stacy can't play Counter Strike on tier 2 level.
All right.
Okay, Liquid versus Furia, and hello Brazil, Counter Strike. Liquid, what doing? 2-1
Yeah.
for Furia.
Interesting stuff, to say the least. I mean, Furia. I cut them off last time. I said they haven't been good lately, which I still believe, you know, is true. But it's so interesting because this team, like fall last year, we kind of hyped them up and they looked amazing. And I really thought they were gonna take the next step and become at least a solid top 10 team. They didn't do that, but now maybe they have found something. Again, who knows? This is just one series. And I also feel like Liquid is so weird, you know. They started with the MIBR win. They looked absolutely amazing. It looked like the old, you know, Liquid we love to see. But then it's been a little bit shaky. Like the game against 100 Thieves wasn't, you know, they won 2-0, but it was super close. Then this, I mean, Liquid are up and down. But this is cool from Furia. Maybe Furia can come back to that form they had. I really want them to. I love this team when they are playing the best. So, very interesting result. And again, for this group as well, this makes the group very, very interesting.
Yeah, and I'll go over the group's statistics before we look at today's games. After, well, kind of 4 rounds, because one team has played 4 matchups.
Yeah, this is really weird to even explain because they're so different.
Yeah, so it's hard to kind of say what's actually going on. Liquid has one more series left, so they can potentially get to 9 points. They have to win their next series if they want to be in the playoffs, and even
Yes,
then, they need help from other teams.
That is against EG, so that will be a banger of a game because
Yeah.
that's the last day of games as well. So that can be a very, very interesting game because EG might end up in that. You know, imagine both being at 2 wins going into the last series. So the winner of EG and Liquid moves on, loser out. That would be one hype game.
Yeah, definitely. At the moment, no team is out yet, which makes this very interesting because every matchup matters. Swole Patrol has played 2. They've lost 1, won 1. EG and MIBR both of them have played 1 and lost them. So everything is still wide open. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
And if if the stars align, fuck me, it would be beautiful to see like Furia and Swole Patrol go through, and then I don't know, 100 Thieves or whatever. Like EG Liquid and MIB are being out from the playoffs in EPL, and it would be like very fucking big.
I mean,
But
the
we'll
thing is,
see how it goes.
it's definitely realistic, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
But
That's
speaking of upcoming games, though, today we have I think both games are super good today and interesting. First, we have EG Swole Patrol. I mean, with Swole Patrol being on a roll, who knows? And EG really kind of, I feel like they need this win to, stay or to give themselves some room. I really think that EG needs this win, but Swole Patrol looks very good. Then we have Furia MIBR for the Brazilian derby. Also,
Brazilian derby. Oh yeah. And it
Am I-
looks like the teams are it looks like the teams are on point, so it can actually be a really, really good series.
yeah, this is super interesting. I think MIBR Furia. I have honestly no idea because I really think that MIBR are on the way up, and the loss against Liquid, they can just forget that, start the fuck over. But Furia winning against Liquid, this is a super interesting match, and MIBR really needs to win. If MIBR loses today, I can almost guarantee that they are out. So they need a win.
Okay, so let's talk about these two matchup quickly before we move forward in from odds perspective. So EG Swole Patrol, for EG you get 1.2, 1.3, where for Swole Patrol you can get up to 4.6 times the money. Now, judging how Swole Patrol just face rolled our Liquid, I think the odds for SP is a bit too high. I think there's definitely
I agree. I don't think EG, as I said, they haven't played for a long time. They're really hit or miss. They lost their first, or
yeah, they lost their first
they
matchup.
lost their first series. Sorry, it's too many games in my head right now. I don't think they have shown enough, and Swole Patrol has. So I mean, if you get 5 times the money, well, go
4.5.
for it. Yeah, well, and I saw that
Yeah.
some might go even up to 5, but still, I think
Yeah.
4.5 is also really, really high. I mean, I don't think this is gonna be an easy series for EG by any means. These odds are pretty crazy, honestly.
I have a bet for Swole Patrol for this winning of the series.
Yeah, and it's pretty interesting, and these odds for SP are like everywhere. It's Pinnacle has 3.19 and some of them have 4.5 and you usually don't see this much variation between the
It's actually funny, like the way. So if someone doesn't know, the way odds work on Pinnacle, that where the line starts, that's when basically. So when the market opens, the lines are all over the place,
Yep.
and then basically the people who are betting professionally, they're the ones who kind of smell the first bets. So they make the big bets, and then Pinnacle kind of adjusts on the volumes of the bets. So if you see that people are like betting tens of thousands on odds, they know that okay, this is way too high, so they
Yep.
drop it. And now you can see that if you can still get 4.5 somewhere, and Pinnacle is in 3.10, the 3.19, 3.10, that sounds very reasonable. That sounds where it should be. So anything over 4 in my eyes is very good bet for Swole Patrol to win the series.
Yeah, I totally agree. I was kind of looking at the 1 plus 1.5 on Swole Patrol, which is like double money or somewhere around that. But I don't really know if I like that more because I do feel like EG are quite solid on all maps. It's not like, sometimes you have a team that's terrible on a few maps and the other team can exploit that. I don't really feel like that's the case here. So I don't know. I like the winner bet. It's I agree totally with you. 4.5 is definitely very, very reasonable here.
And then same thing with the Furia MIBR, the Brazilian derby, which hopefully will be heated. We have the odds for Furia vary bit from 1.5 to 1.7, and for MIBR you can get 2.4 times the money, between 2.3 2.4. And to me it seems like it shouldn't favor Furia this much.
I do agree.
Yeah.
I think this is just a result of MIBR, sucking D in the first game they played, and Furia doing well. But I think these online games are way too random, and way too many things just happen and change game to game. I really feel like without those results, and of course you can't think like that, but without those results, this is a 50-50 matchup. And considering the results, I still believe that that doesn't change all that much, and I'm sure these teams also play each other quite a lot, and that changes it as well. I definitely feel that if you can get 2.5 on MIBR, that's for sure worth it. When it goes to like 2.1, 2.2, I'm not so sure. If you can get 2.5, happily, I would at least take it.
Yeah. Then jumping on from EPL to.
What about the FaZe Virtus Pro?
Oh. Right. That's also played today. FaZe versus Virtus Pro. Yeah. Well, we haven't seen Virtus Pro play yet in this tournament. The odds favor FaZe Clan heavily. 1.2. Yeah, 1.2, and then for VP you can get over or up to 4 times the money. From 3.5 to 4.0. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen Virtus Pro play in a long time. They were in Katowice. They lost to Liquid 2-0 and 2-1 with Mad Lions. They were in Ice Challenge where they won their first matchup against Heroic and then lost to Mousesports and Godsend. So this team hasn't really been able to win anybody lately.
No.
So it's really hard to put them anywhere per se. I mean, this year they've won one series so far, which was against Heroic. So you can't put much on that.
All right. So my opinion here is this: FaZe has lost 2 series in a row, and both of those have been really, really close. I honestly believe, just with a little bit of luck, FaZe could have won both those series, and I still value FaZe really high, even though they lost these 2 series. I don't really care. It's against the 2 strongest teams in the group, and it was super close. I honestly don't see a world where FaZe drops a map here, because I think FaZe has a good map pool. They are definitely good on all maps. They don't have one of those terrible ones. And actually, now that I say it, I'm not sure how they are in Vertigo, and I know that Virtus Pro has played that. But either way, I honestly just think this is a 2-0. If you can get double money on FaZe for 2-0, I would take it. I think most are a little bit under 2, but anyway, that's my opinion. I don't see Virtus Pro having a chance here.
Yeah, FaZe seems to have 1.25, 1.3.
Yeah,
So-
but I'm talking about 2-0.
Yeah. Ah, yeah, Suter, yeah. That's...
Or
yeah.
minus 1.5.
Yeah, you're correct.
How much did you say for the minus 1.5?
It's like a little bit under 2.0. It's like 1.8, 1.9. I think most have them at, but I haven't checked through enough.
FaZe Clan VP. I'm checking Unibet and you can get 1.8.
Yeah, I think that's kind of on the edge. I definitely I would want to, in a perfect world, to find something like 1.95 maybe.
Yeah.
To be very specific.
Yeah, I think this is hard game to bet because FaZe Clan, even if they are very strong, they have been kinda shaky in those last 2 series because they could have won both of them, but they just didn't. And we haven't seen Virtus Pro play, and when they have played in the past, they've lost. So you don't want to bet for Virtus Pro, but FaZe has the FaZe bonus in the odds always.
Well, the thing is, what I like here for FaZe is that they don't, they haven't had any map where they just lost, 16-5 or something. It's always been close. And I think with that said, against a team like Virtus Pro, that should be good enough that they are good on all maps. But I don't know. Either way, it's close. Like I said, I wouldn't want to bet on 1.8 for an example, but 1.9, 1.95, I would consider it more. Yeah.
Interesting thing about their last 3 months. VP has played 14 maps, FaZe Clan 30. FaZe's best map is Nuke with 86% win rate. VP's best map is Vertigo with 40. So,
Well,
yeah. But yeah, anyway, should we move towards Flashpoint? Something was written in... Did you guys hear that Tom Brady is going to the Dolphin Zoo? What's that?
that is egg. What is it called? Egg ball or hand egg? I'm not very familiar with it, but you know, I know I've
Brady
heard.
going to Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
Huh. The
Well, I'm
Chargers,
sorry, we are
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Europeans and we don't care, sadly.
I actually do follow American football, and I do follow New England Patriots. So
All
yes,
right then.
I do give a shit where Tom Brady is going, but I
That was
don't
a surprise.
think it's something to be discussed in this podcast per se. But one has to appreciate that Brady is the GOAT of American football, and there's no discussion about it. You know,
Well, even I know
he's
that, so
better than yeah. He needs two hands for his Super Bowl rings. So
I think that is for Janne. He said that's very rude.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I mean, if you wanna talk shit about real football or soccer, it's all good. Just hit me with some facts. No.
Uh, in Finland we have this we call it manttikuula. Uh, I'm so fucking tired, man.
It's only a Monday. You're
Yeah,
you're
I know.
you're already tired.
Okay,
We have to go
Flashpoint.
on. Yeah.
Yeah, Flashpoint.
Alright.
On Friday we had the first series, which was played between Copenhagen Flames and Havu. And the Finns 2-0'd Copenhagen, so easy as that.
Yes, but it was a little bit more interesting than that, though.
Oh yes, it was
Because
17-19
Train.
and 14-16.
Yeah, so wait, hold on, I just need to double check. So, Copenhagen Flames was up 15-7 on Train. And I literally wrote on Discord and said, what the fuck are Habu doing? They keep on picking Train and their CT side sucks ass, or something along those lines. And after that, they won 8 rounds in a row to make it overtime. And then they won. So I guess my jinx made them amazing on Train all of a sudden. So I don't know, very interesting. It's strange, but sick comeback, and then I don't know, they won a very close overpass. But I still think Habu is just a better team, but it was super close. And who knows, if they didn't do that sick comeback, no idea.
It seems to me that Havu is becoming this comeback team. They're the OG of CS:GO. You remember the comebacks OG had in TI8 in every series?
Sure.
I think everyone
Havu,
remembers.
yeah, everyone remembers who has heard of Dota. So it seems to be Havu's thing now. They are comebacking every single fucking game.
Well, the question is actually, is that a good or a bad thing? You know?
Yeah. I was just.
It's cool and all, but it's not really gonna like work in the long run, I guess. I don't know, but it's
I didn't. I'm not saying if it's good or bad. It's just
no,
like
sure.
something to
Yeah.
mention. Okay, second weekend game from Flashpoint, Cloud9 versus Envy, and see Rip.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very surprising. I've been talking good stuff about Cloud9, especially, you know, of course they are not a world-class team or something, but against these types of teams, I really think they are pretty good. And against Envy, nothing seemed to work, honestly. I think both the maps they lost, they didn't look good. So I don't know. It's very interesting. It's gonna make the standings in the league very interesting as well, because I favored Cloud9 in this, or in Group A for sure.
Yeah. Hard to kind of. It seems like it's really hard to get a hang on this Flashpoint and how the teams are doing and playing, because I don't know. It seems like sometimes the results are all over the place.
Yeah, well, I think that's been the case in, well, everything we talk about, you know, ESL Pro League, and here the results are definitely confusing at best.
Yeah. Okay, picking up the pace. Dignitas going against Gen G, and Gen G winning 2-0.
Expected, but I was hoping that Dignitas would have somewhat of a chance. And, well, they had a chance, to be fair. It wasn't like a blowout or anything, but I don't know. Genji, to me, is a team that has a lot of potential. They can definitely become a really good team, but they are not really there yet. And Dignitas, they are very up and down, and I think they rely too much on Forest carrying them. Honestly, Forest is by far their best player. But to add also, I think Dignitas with Holzerk actually look pretty good, and the Dignitas with Guardian is struggling way more. So, gonna be interesting to see when Holzerk is back, because then this team is much better.
Yeah. Moving on to MIBR versus Jobless.
Yep.
And 2-0 for Mibr.
Let me check. I was a little bit busy. So, MIBR. I remember me saying that they would 2-0 this. It was very close. But I definitely, again, I really believe that MIBR is actually looking better and better. And I think they will be back to a decent level. They have really been struggling so hard for like at least half a year, maybe even a year if you want to stretch it. But they look pretty good. And Orgles is obviously not top tier opposition, but it was still pretty solid by MIBR. I really look forward to seeing them in ESL Pro League now.
Yeah, I really wanted to call the Orcles as worthless today, but they didn't. But they were actually playing good, so I can't do that.
Nah, Orgles is not, they're not bad by any means. I kind of like what I see from them. Like, they can challenge the tier 2 teams quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed that they did well in this game. I really wanted to do that.
Who fucking says that? Okay, just Mika, how many of those little nicknames do you have in story?
I don't want to tell it to you. I want to see your reactions.
Alright, then we had Mad Lions 2-0ing Chaos. And
Yeah.
Joshua Nishan was top fragging. Good for him.
Oh, yeah. Maybe you shouldn't hate on the guy so much. What the fuck? See? Well, okay. To be the serious one, very expected. I think Mad Lions are just leagues above Chaos, and
Even without Hunden.
yes. Well, to be fair, I think if they can get this working, they might be better with Asilian than Hunden. But we have talked this to death, where IGL's leaving and the team underperforms like crazy after. But I don't know. Mad Lions seem to be holding up pretty well. And maybe this can be one of the few times where changing your IGL actually is a good thing. So let's see. But it's interesting. I like Mad Lions, and I think they closed this out pretty easily, even though it could have gone for 3 maps. But they are definitely a better team than Chaos, and they should.
Alright, then we had the last series of Flashpoint from the weekend, where Fun plus Phoenix at last.
Yeah, I will show the tweet that shows them the roster. So
Okay, you can put it up.
Yeah, I put it up. So it's third roster during last week for FPX.
So wait, who is this team now actually? I am so confused with this whole Fun plus Phoenix thing.
It's bad news bears.
Bad news bears.
Okay,
There's
that
Peter,
doesn't tell me much either.
Bernie, Mitch Semago, Michael Dapper Gulino, John G. Carey, and Austin Crashes Roberts. They've been playing Mountain Dew League for the past 2 seasons. The team was the first ever North American team to make it to the finals in the MDL Season 32 Global Challenge LAN. They've also qualified for MDL Global Challenge LAN Rio de Janeiro Minor Qualifier. FPX looks forward to fighting hard with our new lineup to achieve high performance results for the remainder of the Flashpoint one and offering memorable matches to CS:GO fans.
So they traded the heroic roster to roster who has qualified for minor qualifiers as their best
Yeah.
achievement.
The best achievement is qualifying to minor qualifiers.
Yes.
I'm sorry,
Oh.
but maybe the team's name should have been Sad News Bear.
Oh god. All right. Can I be serious?
Janne, you can.
All right. Maybe I should just mute you two for a minute, and this would be easier. All right. So, Sad News Bears are apparently FunPlus Phoenix now, and it's, you know, they did win a map against Contact, and I think Contact is actually a pretty decent team. Again, most teams here are tier 2, tier 3, so, but at that level, I think Contact is a team who can challenge most of them, and FunPlus Phoenix picking up a map, not too bad. They end up losing 2-1, but it's a close series, and I don't know, I kind of like this Contact team actually. I think they actually might become somewhat relevant, you know. And that's giving them praise. It doesn't sound like, you know, that, but I kind of like them.
I mean,
I really don't know. They lost to this never heard team one map, and it's not even a close one. So I don't know what to say about Contact. I really don't know.
I mean, Rallen and Esperanto are both known to have quite a lot of potential. Otto and D.
The thing is, I like ships a lot. I've seen quite a few games lately, and again, like I want to emphasize, probably don't have to say it, but this is, you know, this is tier 2, tier 3 Counter-Strike. But I really think that Ships is a player who's looking really good there, and I think he might, you know, become a pretty good player in the future. He's 19 years old. He looks solid, you know. So yeah, but anyway, let's probably move forward. But
Yeah.
I don't have to say I like Contact one more time. Getting stupid.
Yeah, the next Flashpoint matches are gonna be played on Tuesday, so we're gonna talk about that tomorrow. Next, we're gonna go or dive into the world of LoL Esports, aka League of Legends.
Maybe European Championship first. So LEC.
League of Legends European Championship Series.
Yeah.
There's no schedule. There's
There's
past
the-
results.
Yeah, the playoffs will start at Friday, but I think the seeding is not yet done because the team number one team has to decide who is he going to face. So I think it's going to be done today. But yeah,
Okay, so should we do it in the similar way that we did last time? That I start saying results and you tell me what happened.
it's okay.
Yes. So Friday, 27th of March at 6 p.m. My time here in Malta started Rogue versus SK Gaming, and SK Gaming took a W. What the fudge?
Yeah, bro. I don't know. They just thought that top 4 is overrated then. I really don't know. Rogue was so bad this week. You can see it at Saturday also. So. They played number 9 and number 8 teams this weekend, and they 0-2'd. So that tells
it
about.
Reminds me of Nigma in TI saying upper bracket is for pussies.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what the Rogue did. But to be honest, SK was better team here. SK did play very well. I think it's the best SK we've seen in this season, definitely.
Okay. Second game was between Misfits Gaming, aka my favorite Rabbits, and Team Vitality.
That's basic game. Vitality had a good start, but they can't challenge Misfits.
And it ended Misfits winning, obviously. Third game on Friday was G2 Esports winning over Schalke.
Yeah, pretty much the same routine win for G2, and that victory also made it sure that G2 will be the number one seed for playoffs.
But
So
I do remember beforehand you said that Schalke could have had a fighting chance against G2
yeah,
because they've been looking better.
yeah, Schalke won. Schalke won the first one they played, and Schalke actually has been a lot better. And they didn't play bad. They didn't play as eighth place team in this game. They played like a middle tier team against the top tier team. So they were good, but they weren't good enough for defeating the G2 Esports. G2 played their routine stuff. They played well, and I think their top laner Wunder really popped off, and they made sure that the top side was totally G2 Esports, and they just got the victory because of that. And Schalke actually fought very well, considering they had a bad start in the top side of the map, but it was not enough.
Okay. Then we had Excel Esports going against Origin, and Origin took the W in the game.
Yeah, as I predicted, long, boring game. Origin will win in the end. Yeah, business as usual for Origin.
Cool. And then last series on Friday was Fnatic going against Mad Lions, and the Fnatic took the W.
Yeah, this was a really important game because Fnatic really needed to win to be head to head with Origin, and they did it. Mad Lions also could have made sure that they will be the top 4 team by winning the Fnatic, but they were not good enough. Mad Lions actually won the first time they played in this season, but now Fnatic was way better team than Mad Lions. This actually was like somehow close one until the team fight period where Fnatic just walk over Mad Lions.
Yeah. Then moving on to Saturday, where we started the day with another upset from SK Gaming, where they won against Excel Esports.
Well, both of the teams were out from playoffs anyway, and they didn't have any chance to get positions. So this didn't really matter for any of the teams. They just played the last game and prepared for summer. So I don't know. It's upset some way. As I said, I think I thought SK is the worst team of the league before this week. Now I actually think that Excel might be even worse than them. and I think after Excel lost their top 6 chances, they have been really bad. After they had no hope for playoffs, they just, I think, give up and roll over, and I don't know what happened, that they are bad right now.
Can we rename our podcast? It's going to be the Esport Bashers or something like that, because every single day we're shitting on everybody.
Oh,
It's like.
But if you play bad, you have to
what
take
can we
it.
do when they fucking suck?
We're the fucking voice of reason on this, like the last remaining piece of freedom in there.
But Excel were pretty good until they lost the playoff spot, and then after that they've sucked. They lost to SK, and who they lost? They lost Origin this week. Both of the games they weren't even close to win.
Okay. Then looking at the second series on Saturday, and Rogue really didn't want to play in the upper bracket.
Yeah, they really did it. because
Schalke!
they still had a chance because Mad Lions were going to play against Origin next game, so they had chances to go to upper bracket, but they play against Schalke.
Their pre-game shout must have been not today or something like
Yeah,
that.
I don't know what Rogue has been. The thing is that Rogue has been like the most consistent team of the league. They haven't had like bad weeks. They win against the lesser team and they lose against better teams, and they are the true mid-tier team who like is consistent. And this week they lost 2 games against the lesser teams out of nowhere when they really have to like perform, and their opponents has no like odds in this game. They have nothing to gain, and they still win the team that are playing for upper bracket place. So Rogue really did bad. They did it for themselves. So they have nobody else to blame.
Fair. Third series of Saturday, Origin losing to Mad Lions. Seemed like Origin didn't want to secure the second seed either.
Yeah, this is something I thought about Friday, that Origin is vulnerable if the opponent team plays aggressively and gets the lead and gets like snowball going before the mid game where Origin is shining. So Bad Lions is very aggressive team, and they did get the win where they needed it the most, because there was still possibility that Misfits Gaming will go over them, so they needed to win, and they did. They did win, and that meant that Origin is the third seed, because their head-to-head against Fnatic is Fnatic favorite, so they needed to have one more win than Fnatic has.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Then fourth series on Saturday, we had Team Vitality winning Fnatic.
Yep. Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Did I hear that right?
yeah, Vitality won Fnatic.
Yep. I will. There is a specific reason for that. Vitality, they trained for summer season, and Fnatic, they, I think, drank a bottle of vodka and have had fun, because like they role swapped 2 of their players. They played off meta picks. Like they played like champions in the roles that are not played in those roles, and things like that. So
This game didn't matter for Fnatic? Or?
yeah, because Origin lost, and Fnatic has head-to-head against Origin, so they couldn't get past G2, because G2 has head-to-head for against Fnatic. So they had no gains in this game, so they can do whatever. They didn't want to show anything before playoffs, so they just played like beam picks and things like that, and had fun. So they played 0 meta picks, and they role swapped their support and top laner.
Did they play Teemo?
No, they didn't play Teemo. We got Teemo this week, but not in this game. We will.
Really? We
yeah.
did?
Yeah, we get in the next game we get Teemo.
Yeah, so just to point it out, when I started playing League of Legends after a few thousand hours of Dota, I asked what is the most annoying piece of shit, and everybody said it's Teemo, so I only played Teemo. I played it mid, I played it top, I even played Teemo jungle. Your brother actually... Yeah, your brother taught me how to play Teemo in jungle, and everybody hated me so fucking much every game.
And actually,
I like Teemo.
And actually, Teemo jungle was buffed last patch, so it's actually it's actually playable in jungle now.
Okay, I need to start playing League of Legends again.
Yeah, it's actually good in jungle now.
Nice. Okay, so we can play League of Legends today in the evening. I just probably need to install it.
Yeah, and those who will follow the league, so Fnatic's team comp was Hulisang playing top lane Shen, Selfmade playing Evelyn, Nemesis playing Graves, Reckless playing Jhin, and Vipo playing Jarvan support. So those
Yeah,
are
that's absolutely Hebrew for me.
yeah, I know, and that's why I say those who follow the league. But there
Yeah.
is no meta picks here, zero meta.
Okay. Then the last series of Saturday was between G2 Esports and Misfits Gaming, and Bunny Ears couldn't take it. I'm a bit disappointed here.
Yeah, well, this also had no value for either of the teams. The placement were locked before this. Misfits.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
well,
because even if Misfits won, they would have been tied with Mad Lions, and Mad Lions won the head-to-head.
yes. So
Yeah.
so there was no value in this. So I will go
500
through.
IQ.
I will go through the team compositions. There were no role swaps, but picks were interesting. So we G2 had Bard top, Shyvana jungle, Zed mid, Aatrox ADC, and Swain support. And they were playing against Teemo top, Ornn jungle, LeBlanc mid, Quinn ADC, and Annie support. So there is one meta pick in this whole game. And of course there is meta picks, but in different roles that they should be played. So
Yeah.
both of the teams were having fun in this game, not only one of them. Yeah, so
That's
yeah.
good. And now, looking at the standings, so G2 won the regular season. Origin was second, tied
No,
with
Fnatic were second and Origin were third.
Why on the league
I don't
esports
know.
it's not Origin?
I don't know. But Fnatic won head to head against Origin.
Okay, so it's G2, Fnatic, Origin, and Mad Lions, the top four.
Yeah.
And then fifth is Misfits Gaming, and sixth is Rogue. Rogue, who could have been in top four, but they didn't want to, so...
Yeah, so
instead they are-
the first round of players will be Misfits against Rogue and G2 against either Origin or Mad Lions, or whichever they choose. And Fnatic will play the team that G2 won't pick for their opponent. And the playoffs will start this Friday.
Yeah. And now we're gonna look across the pond to League of Legends Championship Series, aka North American Esports. We had another 10 series during the weekend,
Yep.
and because it went pretty late, we have few tiebreakers today.
We have
so
4 games today.
So we're gonna do it in the similar fashion that we just did with European Union. And I'm gonna start with saying TSM 100 Thieves and a victory for the Thieves.
Yep, 100 Thieves is actually the second best performing team in the second half, and they are 10 and 8, but they are 7 and 2 in the second half. So they are performing very well when it counts. So it was kinda surprising that they win, but this is close matchup, and Thieves came up when it mattered the most, and they win. It was a good game, a really good game.
Then second one we had Cloud9 versus EG, and C9 took the W.
Yeah, Cloud9 was good as usual. They didn't really give anything up in this game. EG can't seem to win Cloud9.
Yeah. Then we had FlyQuest going against Team Liquid, and Team Liquid doesn't seem to be able to win anything anymore.
Yeah,
Utter trash.
Yeah, that game actually looked really bad. Team Liquid had to win, or it wasn't 100% have to, but really pretty much they had to win this, and they just couldn't. FlyQuest was better team. half of the Team Liquid was inting in this game, and like Impact was literally inting, and I don't know. Team Liquid was well, they didn't deserve to win this. That's the truth.
Yeah. Then we had Counter Logic Gaming going against Golden Guardians. Golden Guardians winning this game.
Yeah, they were placed in 9th place before the week started, so they really needed to win, and they did.
Yeah. Immortals Dignitas.
Yeah. Immortals were favorites or were when you ask from analysts or betting sites, but I did say Dignitas will win this, and they did win, and that was the important win for Dignitas because it kept their playoff stream alive.
And then we moved towards Sunday's games, which started obviously late evening for Europeans. And in the first series, we had Golden Guardians winning over FlyQuest.
Yeah, tight game. Actually, pretty good game, and Golden Guardians needed to win to get to playoffs, and FlyQuest needed to win to secure the second place, and Golden Guardians won. That's actually 0-2 for FlyQuest when second place was in their own hands, and yeah, not good for them.
Yeah. Then Dignitas winning TSM.
Yeah, that was actually upset. Dignitas needed to win after Golden Guardians won their game. That meant they have a chance for tiebreakers if Immortals didn't win their game. So they really needed to win, and they did. TSM also 0-2 when top 4 was in their own hands, and with this lose TSM, which was the second highest or third highest, I'm not sure, in our rankings, is now placed as 5th team of the league.
Then we had EG versus Immortals.
Yeah, this was really important game for. Actually, though, of course, Evil Geniuses, because they needed to win to get the tiebreakers for second, and most importantly, Immortals needed to lose. So Golden Guardians, Dignitas, and Team Liquid still had a chance to go to playoffs, because if Immortals wins, they go to 6th place. And actually, yeah, 6th place because they didn't have tiebreakers against TSM. I think so, but yeah, Immortals needed to lose, so GG, Dignitas, and Team Liquid has a chance for playoffs. And Evil Geniuses did what they needed, and they got actually pretty convincing victory. It was close game until it wasn't close anymore.
Yeah. Then second last game we had was between Team Liquid and Cloud9, which we anticipated beforehand that could be a good game and a game that Team Liquid could won, but obviously that wasn't the case.
Yeah, and I understand that if there is a team that can upset Cloud9, it's either Team Liquid or TSM. And this game, Team Liquid really wanted to win. Actually, I think it's the first game this season that Team Liquid actually looked as a team, as a good team, as a team they should be, and they actually really fought for the win. And they really played well, and it was the Cloud9 had a good lead in the beginning, but Team Liquid really did a good comeback, and they actually were looking like they're going to win the game. It was actually, I was sure that Team Liquid will win, but then they fucked up like 2 team fights, and it gave Cloud9 the possibility to go for Elder Drake, which Team Liquid had to compete for, and Cloud9 just got the backdoor after that fight. So they forced Team Liquid to come out of their base and then just teleported to their base and ended the game. So it was sad times for Team Liquid. But I cannot be too sad for them because they did it for themselves. So they played poorly. They had motivation issues. Their star player bench because no motivation to train and things like that. It's their own fault. They were forced to win the last game and they couldn't do that against Cloud9. So I can't be too sad for them. They deserve this, but still, if they played like this the whole season or even the last 2 weeks, they would have been in playoffs.
Yeah.
Would be quite a disappointing result for them. I guess.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, they should have won on Saturday against FlyQuest. I mean, that was theirs to win, and then this one. Obviously, then the last series we had was between 100 Thieves and Counterlogic Gaming, where 100 Thieves took their respective victory.
Yeah, 100 Thieves had pretty big like value in this game because if they won, they could still fight for second place in regular series season, and if they lost, they were going to go a tiebreaker game against TSM, which would have give them possibility to be fifth, so out from upper bracket. So there was pretty big pressure for them in this game because if one game can either mean you are second or fifth, so it's pretty huge. But they did win. CLG actually played pretty good in this game, and they had chances, but in the end, 100 Thieves were better.
Yeah. Now looking at the standings, so Cloud9 ended their season with 17-1 scoreline, which is absolutely phenomenal. Then we have 3 teams tied at 2. We have Evil Geniuses, FlyQuest, and 100 Thieves. Everybody 10-8. TSM is 5th with 9-9, and then tied on 6th we have Immortals, Dignitas, and Golden Guardians with 8-10. Which means that we will have 4 tiebreaker games, if I understood correctly.
Yes, we have the way tiebreakers go in LCS is that if there is 3 teams tiebreakers, they will count results in their games head to head in between those 3 teams, and the best team will face the winner of the 2 other teams match. So for second place there is FlyQuest against 100 Thieves first, and the winner of that game will face Evil Geniuses. So the FlyQuest 100 Thieves, the loser, will be 4th place, and then
the winner of
the winner will go against Evil Geniuses, and they will decide places 2 and 3. And same will be for 6th place, where Immortals and Dignitas will be playing first, and the winner will go against Golden Guardians for the playoff spot.
Yeah.
And those games are played today, starting at 10 in Finnish and 9 in Malta time.
And that's 8 then UK.
Yep.
And
all 4 games are played today. It's first there will be Immortals Dignitas, then FlyQuest 100 Thieves, then there will be the Golden Guardians against the winner of the first team, and then EG versus winner, yes.
Yeah.
That's the schedule for today.
So there's plenty of esports coming everybody's way today. with that said, we've been live for hour and a half, and I think that's enough of esports talk today. What do you think?
Yeah, I think
Hey,
so.
sounds good. Not that I had much to say the last half hour or so, but
Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow, GMT +1 at noon, which is 11 a.m. in Finland. No, 1 p.m. in Finland, 11 a.m. in UK, and different time. It's whatever the time is wherever you are. But
Yeah,
for us, it's the same time every
yeah.
day.
And tomorrow we have some EPL results. We have tiebreaker results from LCS. We can look up some Dota 2 games, and then we can, of course, check out tomorrow's games.
Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna be a lot.
Yeah,
Yes. So we will see everybody tomorrow, and we'll continue from this. Thank you for watching, and have a great week.
yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. See you. See you later.
See ya.
See you later.